All right, good evening, everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, depending on where you're at. Super excited to do this call tonight. We are going to talk about how I grew exactly my Skool community to over 1,000 members. We are going to do some storytelling at the beginning, how I got started on Skool. Then I'll talk about the new program that I released because that's exactly my strategy that I used. And this call, I'm also going to take a deeper dive into the strategies I show you in the new program. So even if you don't join the program, this is going to be useful. So currently, I'm in the Skool community. We just hit 1,000 members maybe 2 weeks ago. So I did a special discount for the members. Again, thank you, everyone who's part of the community. You're amazing. You are helping me crush it. And thanks for being here tonight on the call as well. So we are also going to do some Q&A at the end of the call. I expect this call to be around the 60 minutes long. I think 90 minutes is a bit overkill, so tonight we'll do 60 minutes. And then yeah, we are live. Mm, we have a couple active members inside the community online now, so yeah, let's jump into the presentation. Just made a post that we are going live. We have some recent wins that are also in the presentation. So if you have any questions, you have any comments, make sure to drop it in the chat, in the live chat on YouTube. I'm taking a look at that also on the side, and then we'll get started on the presentation. So I'm prepared for the call. I have this new drink from Coca-Cola. This is no sugar, no caffeine, and no calories. So this is the first time I'm trying this. I'm hoping it's going to give me the energy I need for the call. Let me know if you tried it already. It's scary, but it tastes exactly like the regular Coke, so this must be healthy for you. All right, so let's start on the presentation. The exact system I use to grow my Skool community to over 1,000 members. Of course, we are going to be talking about methods and Skool, how I combine these two tools to improve my following. So if you are new to Skool, or maybe you are not sure what the platform is, you hopefully know this guy, Mr. Alex Hormozy. Oh, I actually forgot to put on my head, but I have a similar one. So he made a big announcement and also a big investment into Skool. And it was, I think, beginning of 2024, he made the investment. And at the end of 2024, I started my community and I started taking it seriously about, about a year ago. So Hormozy, his goal, of course, is to make business education accessible to everyone, and Skool is a great platform for that. Because if you're here in the chat and if you're not using Skool, it's recommended that you start your online business here. Because what's the number? Around 50% of the people on Skool make their first dollar online. You don't need to be technical, you just have to show what you love. There are people making 20K, $30,000 per month doing guitar lessons or telling you how to organize your photos, which is crazy. There's there's a group for everything on Skool, so it's great. It's going well. The platform is growing like crazy, and when I started, and also now I have the community about methods. I had no audience. I'm still, you see, you are here on the live call, and I'm just still trying to grow my audience. I think it's a great investment. And again, everyone who's doing content, everyone says the same. I wish I started earlier, and I'm on the same page. I wish I started documenting the journey earlier. I'm documenting the biggest mistake I made in the business this year. I'm also going to share those lessons. So building the audience, but at least I had the experience. So I use my media buying experience to grow my Skool community. And here's a screenshot, for example, that I used. This is possible with a smaller budget, to use a smaller budget on ads and still grow your group. You see $10 daily average, $6 daily average, but the results are crazy. So this campaign alone almost gave me around 100 members. and the average cost per registration was around what, $7 to $8, which is for a tier one US audience is pretty nice. And just a couple of words around about me. My name is Mate Hunyor. I've been advertising on Meta since 2018, and at this point, I managed over $5 million in ad spend across various industries: e-commerce, lead generation, local businesses, social media. Generated over thousands of leads, of course, made big money for the brands. I'll show this in the screenshots below in the presentation. Over 70 brands and industries served at this point. So I worked with dog crates to pet food to hair growing therapy to local clinics, security businesses. The list is really long. And in these couple of years, so I actually started my journey as a freelancer. I started on Upwork and I became top rated plus on Upwork, which only the top 3% on the platform can achieve. So I'm really proud of that. I have 100% job success rate on Upwork with over 35 projects completed and over 70K made on Upwork alone. And of course, I'm also the founder of Wupscale. So this is my marketing agency. We do full service marketing. And then, of course, my community is part of the Wupscale family, which now has over 1,000 members. So my story with Skool is in 2024 March, so beginning of the year, when Hormozy became an investor, that's when I quit my agency job. I worked at a marketing agency for around 1.5 years. And it's a funny story and also a bit depressing if you were on the other side, because when I started, we had around 15 media buyers. And by the time I actually quit the agency job, so they didn't fire me, but I was like the last of the three or two media buyers. So I survived. It was a crazy job. I became the media buyer who handled the largest ad accounts, but it was too much, so I quit. And I had to look for something. So over the summer, I knew meta ads were really valuable. It helps good businesses make more money. So I was looking for opportunities, and this is when I discovered Skool. So at the fall of 2024, I started my Skool community around meta ads with zero audience. And of course, with zero members, what did I do? I used meta ads to grow my community. So I made a promise to myself that I need to stick with this opportunity, no more opportunity hopping, and still one of the biggest mistakes I made this year was jumping on another opportunity, which I really regret, but I'm still on Skool. I'm still focusing on Skool. And fast forward today, now we were just featured in the Skool news. The latest episode, of course, they searched for meta ads and my community was here. It's one of the top ranking communities for meta ads if you search for this. And on a good day, it's the number one English speaking community. So you see a couple other communities. It's an amazing community, but it's about AI, not really ads. This group is Spanish, German, this is Dutch, and this group is, I think, also Spanish. So the top six, I'm the only meta ads community. So ranking really high. I'm super proud of it. And yeah, at this point, I help tons of members inside the community through my classroom, which is free and available for now, and also through private consultations. So I started ads consulting. I realized I really enjoy it, and this is what I want to do. And I got tons of customers and testimonials and good reviews, which I'm going to share in a couple of slides. So I can say I spent the last 12 to 16 months perfecting the system that will help your Skool group generate members on demand, because really ads are a machine that you can turn on and then start generating leads for your business. So I was thinking, okay, I got 1,000 members, people are coming to me, private consultation. I got private consultations with the CPA, with the local clinic, with the Skool group owner, different niches, someone who wants to start their marketing agency. So, okay, what do I do next? Because they always say you need to niche down and focus on one avatar. So I had more and more Skool group owners coming to me, hey, I want to grow my Skool community as well with ads. I need help. Can you help me? So this was a new opportunity for me. I have school group owners. They want to grow their community. Okay, so let's do it. So you asked for this, and now it's here. I made a new program, and this call is basically about the program. But before we jump into the program, I want to share some reviews and some proof that the system really works. And one of the most recent and I think the most amazing result is with Darius. We just won the school games together in Q1 of 2026. So it just ended. He just flew out to LA with Hormozy, with Sam Owens, with Kirby, and everyone from the school headquarters, and with the other school game winners to celebrate. Only in 45 days, he placed number 5. We worked together. I helped him with methods. I helped him with some other stuff as well that was included, which means about page optimization, engaging the community, and of course, running the ads and building the acquisition system. So he also just became the top 1% community builder on Skool. So here's an image with him, with Hormozy, with Sam, and thank you again for the shout out for the ads. It's a pleasure working with together. And with Darius, we are still building another system. Now we are testing a new system for school group owners, which is still new, but I reveal in another call. That's for another call. So I'm super proud of these results. Darius is a great man. And again, there are some more screenshots of the system. Here's a screenshot that I actually did with an e-commerce client. So these guys were selling the dog crates. And you see how we spent $400,000. We had a 3.2 return, and this was in a span of 45 days. So in only 45 days, we tripled the investment and we made almost $1.3 million, which is a great revenue. So we were crushing it. This was the highest spending client at that point that I had. And of course, we had some retargeting campaigns, which had a 6x return. We spent $33,000 and we made 211,000, which is just amazing returns. So in the community and in the program, I of course also touch on retargeting because it's really important. Here's another screenshot from last March. This was also with an e-commerce brand. I worked with them, and this was multiple clothing brands. This was one of the best performers that I highlighted in just 1 month. So in March, we more than doubled the revenue. So we had no crazy sales. It was not a Black Friday. It was not a Christmas promotion. It was just a regular March. And when I came on board, I had the first month and I implemented the system that I use, the campaign structure, the new ads, looking at the creatives, of course, making all the strategic decisions. And we were able to double the business in a single month, which is amazing. Here's another screenshot, of course, again, where we spent 200K at a 3.66 return. So we turned the 200K into $721,000. Again, amazing performance. We had remarketing campaign. You see the frequency is quite high here, but this campaign had almost an 8x return. So $16,000 turned into $130,000, which is pretty nice. The clients were, of course, happy. You'll see that this was at the end of 2024. Another screenshot where we were scaling a brand. So when you increase the ad spend, of course, the expectation is the results are going to drop because when you are scaling, the results always drop. That's something that just happens, and we accept it. And we finally were able to prove the system wrong, that it's not always that way. And in just 1 month, again, you can see the time frames. We increased the spend by 50%, and we also increased the ROAS, return on ad spend, by 7%. So just a slight increase on the spend, but at this point, client acquisition was the main goal. So we spent more, we got more clients, and the return also slightly increased, which is of course always nice. And we spent how much? We spent $44,000 and we made $88,000. So a nice 2x return. Now I'm going to jump inside the Skool community. So actually some members from the last call reached out to me, shout out to you, that hey, you can unhide my name. I'm happy to share my praises publicly, but I'm still blurring some of the names because it's from a public community. I don't want to reveal the names, the images, but here's someone that I'm going to work together again, it seems like. And they were part actually of my paid community. We did Q&As together. She followed the classroom. I helped her with the campaign structures. And then she had a full-time job and she was able to replace her income with a print-on-demand store that we were growing together with the ads. And she replaced her full-time job by running ads. So the system really works. Even if you are starting a marketing agency or you have an e-commerce store, or as my target audience, you are a school group owner, these strategies really work. Here's another example where we doubled the cost per lead from almost $400 to $85 in only 3 days by implementing these strategies, the different testings, and looking at the proper KPIs, not just randomly running 15 ads with no optimizations. So again, quick wins in only 3 days. I have some results from my Google business profile. So of course my business is on Google as well. You can search for this. You can see the reviews. Here's Regine. She joined my community. We also worked together and she loved the classroom. She actually wanted to become a media buyer and now she's well on her way. She found the classroom materials really helpful and I was happy to guide her. It was amazing to work together. Here's Barbara, who just had a consultation with me recently. We actually did a multiple call consultation, so we had 7 calls or 8 calls, I believe. And Barbara already had the ad experience. She was running meta ads for years at this point when she joined, but still she was able to get some information away. She got really, so her words, not mine, but she said it was very strategic, an understandable approach. I was the one, I was actually the first in 5 years who could actually explain Facebook ads properly to her. Of course, we set up the ads together because the goal is when we do the consultations on one, is that you can take the learnings with you and then you can use it with you can use it in the future. So of course she had a school group as well, so that's where we were running the ads, and it was quite nice. We were running ads to the European market, to Germany and nearby countries. My man, I'm sure if you are here watching the live call, you would be fine if I unhid your name. Sorry, I forgot to unblur it, but man, thank you again for your support and being in the community. I know you are here on the live call, and thanks for the shout out for the other members too, to ask them to invest in the knowledge and be part of the community. So that's amazing. And here's someone else where we had just an onboarding course around 30 minutes. We went into actually some background part into the CRM, some automation, some funnel setup, website optimization, and also meta ads. So it was 30-minute call. He said it was super valuable and we are still working together. So it's amazing. Kate, she asked me to unhide her name. We are actually working together now in a one-on-one setup, working on her Skool community. We have some amazing things coming. We are going to crush it with her. And she basically followed my videos step by step. It's really easy to follow. Click by click, you can follow. She set up the ads for her Skool community. She started getting new members, so it's working. And she had comparison because previously she was in other communities who teach basically marketing on schools, so email marketings, methods, so it's all over the place. And of course, it was not really instructed properly. So thank you again, Kate, for the great feedback. I'm looking forward to working together. Here's someone else where I helped him make video ads, and he had the first 5 signups to a paid community, which at this time was around $29 in just 2.5 days using the same strategies. And then another result, actually, Kevin, I think I can mention his name because he gave me a video testimonial. He's part of my group. He's amazing. He also gave me a video testimonial that's on the channel, so you can search for Kevin. He started his group, 0 members. We I don't know, somehow we met, and he showed up to the Q&As. He watched the videos in the classroom. He didn't get any one-on-one support, but he still crushed it just by following the system. And now he has around 200 members, and he's doing super well. So I'm super proud of him. He's crushing it. So the system that I'm talking about that works for e-commerce stores, for marketing agencies, for dog crate businesses, and for school group owners, the new system is members on demand. So this is what I named the program, and the doors are open, and actually the doors are going to be closing soon. So it's going to close in about 48 hours. So I dropped the link in the chat where you can still book your call if you're interested, just to review your position, where you're at, and if it makes sense to work together. But members on demand basically is going to be an 8-week cohort, and I want motivated people inside who actually take action, who are ready to crush it, who are hungry to achieve their goals. So what we'll have inside is we'll have 2 live calls weekly. Each call is going to be around 90 minutes long, and we are going to do a presentation. So we have each stages. For example, the first week we do, let's say, competitors review and setting up your first campaign. So I do a presentation first. I'll show how you can, let's say, do competitor review, steal their ads, of course, legally, and then how you can implement these strategies. And at the end, we'll do Q&As. So when we answer your question, that's when we stop the call. So if it's 2 hours, if it's 2 hours, then it's fine. You'll have my eyes and experience on your ads, so we know they are going to work. I think this is the most valuable, because if you join another Skool community, you pay $50 for the membership, you're part of a huge community, but actually the guy or gal who owns the group will never talk to you, will never look at your ads. So we'll make it more personal inside. You can post to the Skool group and I'll respond with a personalized Loom video. You'll access, of course, the step-by-step classroom with all the steps you need, from building your ad copies to optimizing your about page to optimizing your ads with day parting strategies. And this is going to include the 3-phase strategy that I'll touch on later. So the program is members on demand. Of course, I mentioned we hit 1,000 members, so now the discounted price is only $9.97. Again, this is 8 weeks to master ads from basics to advanced. So if you already have experience, it's fine. If you never even set up a business portfolio, it's still perfect for you. You'll have all my system, my custom GPTs, my prompts that I use, and also the exact strategies that I use to win the Skool games. So if you're interested now, you can scan the QR code with your phone. That's going to take you to my booking page, or you can just enter the URL. So this is going to be wupscale.com/mod. I'm going to close this URL in 2 days. So you have 2 days to book. If you're interested, jump on it. And if you have any questions, drop it in the chat, because we are going to do some Q&A next. And of course, even if you are not sure if you can, join the program, or maybe you need a one-on-one consultation, you can still book a call. I'm happy to point you in the right direction. I think the call is still going to be helpful, but please keep in mind it's not a consultation, but it's also not a sales call. If you're part of my community, if you watch my videos, you know I'm not the pushy salesperson. So hey, if you just want to ask about the program, maybe you have an e-commerce store and you're not sure if it's for you, we can talk, but the system is going to work. So let me just take a sip and continue with the questions. So drop them in the chat if you have any. But about the program, so here's where you can book the call. You can scan the QR code, you can pause the video. So I'll be taking it down in 48 hours. This is the last chance to get in. So now I'm going to answer some questions. So if you're watching the live call, what's that you don't understand about the ads or you find difficult? I'm curious to hear your feedback. So is it the creative creation, optimizing the ads, or how much should I spend? What's the campaign structure? And before we start the Q&A, this is not for you. If you love posting inside Schoolers and having your posts deleted, if you enjoy that, if you enjoy wasting hours daily doing outreach, uh, res- pitching people you don't even know, you never talk to in DMs, and then this program is not for you. You can keep doing it, but again, it's not for you if you love getting 2 to 4 members a week randomly. You're not sure if they came from search or they are spam or where did they find me, because with ads it's going to be really obvious. And hey man, if you want to be in the same position 6 months from now, this is again not for you, because in 8 weeks we are going to crush it. So how the system works now, this is the fun part. So we have 3 phases. We'll have the foundations, we'll have the ad launch, and we'll have testing and scaling. So the first 2 phases are not going to be, I mean, these are mainly going to be for people who never run any ads, because this is where we are going to cover setting up your ad account, connecting everything to your business manager, adding payment methods, setting up your pixel. But this is super important to have it in place. So those are the foundations. I'll touch on each point later. But these 2 phases are going to be really important, but these are also going to fly by quick. So these are going to take around 7 or 10 days. And then the fun part is going to be phase 3, where we are going to be testing and scaling our ad campaigns. This is where my support is going to be helpful. So phase 1, foundations. What we are going to do is we'll talk about your target audience, ideal customer profile. There are multiple names to this, but who are you trying to reach? Because we have to optimize your messaging based on that. If you are targeting construction business owners in the US who came from Mexico and they are first generation in the US, you have to use different lingo for people who've been in the US for 4 generations. So that's really important. Or if you have a German audience, of course, it's going to be different than someone from the UK. We have to have your exact offer nailed before we start. So what do you offer? What's the outcome? Why people should join you? What's the differentiator? We can just run ads and then have a call to action that, hey, join this community, and it's gonna be fun because, okay, what am I getting? Why do you need my attention? Why do you need 5 minutes of my time to sign up? So we have to answer those questions. We'll also research your competitors, and we'll also see how we can steal their best performing ads. We'll also take a look at the meta ads library, and we'll work on how we can see which ads are the best performers. There are some different signals to it. And then, of course, we are going to do the competitor analysis. And then we'll work on the about page setup. So these are all important. I'll help you with the about page setup as well, sorry, because this is the most important part. If your about page is bad, no one's going to join and we are wasting money. So we have percentages, a conversion rate that we need to follow for the about page. So we have the benchmarks for that. So again, here's an example when we need to set up a business portfolio. You're not even sure, okay, do I have a business portfolio? What's a business portfolio? So you can go to business.facebook.com/select, and here's where you can create a new business portfolio. And then you need to add the following. So you need to add the tracking, you need to add the Facebook page, the Instagram page, you need to create your ad account, connect your payment methods. Those are all important. Phase 2, a couple examples. We are going to create ad copies and video scripts. I'll give you my exact prompts that I use with AI to make it actually sound like you and not just the AI stop we usually see online. I'll help you make the static images. I actually have AIs for that. I have the exact prompts that I use. You don't need any design experience. Even if you're a total beginner, you'll be able to create static images. We'll connect the tracking, of course. It's super important that we are not just wasting the money. And then we'll set up your first campaign. So in 7 to 10 days, we'll have your first campaign live. We have discussed phase 1 and phase 2 already, and we are running the ads now. So we'll also talk about how an ad looks like. This is really the beginner part. What's an ad copy? So okay, we have primary text, we have headline, we have description, and we have the ad creative part, which can be an animation, a GIF, a static, a video. So those are everything that's going to be in the classroom and more, of course. Here's the pixel setup. You can just search for this. I'm already number one ranking for that as well. So if you just search Meta Pixel School setup, it should come up. So let's see. Yeah, so you should be able to see the video, and then we'll also talk about the campaign setups that I use. So how you should set up your campaigns, how much you need to spend, how to set up your ad sets, your ads, what landing page, call to action to use, what's your ad copy, how to test. These are all going to be super important. These are all part of the system. And phase three is going to be the fun part, testing and scaling. So this is where we have the advanced media buying strategies, iteration, lots of scaling. This is going to be the fun part and the longest. So this is where the Q&As are going to become more specific because maybe John has a problem with the high CPMs, but his ads are converting well. So what do we do next? Or Kelly has an amazing ad. How does she scale? How does she increase the spend and not destroy the results? So this is where we touch on your specific pain points. This is where we discuss some more advanced strategies, how to find winners with a copy testing, what's a copy testing, what's a creative testing, how to run it, how to keep testing, and then how to scale winners, how to use post IDs, how to use day parting, and cost caps maybe if your campaigns are dropping. So those are all fun and good media buying strategies that we are going to implement. So now let's jump to the Q&A section. If you have any questions, drop them in the live chat. Again, at the top, you'll have the QR code. You can sign up. Members on demand, you can just book the call. This QR code is actually going to take you to the booking page. So question number one, should I send ad traffic to your about page or your about page, not mine, or somewhere else first? So um, in this program, we'll specifically be focusing on free Skool communities. And for that, we'll just run it to the free about page. There's no reason to add more friction, to do a landing page, and then go to the Skool page, especially if your group is free or low ticket. There's no reason to do it. So we are just going to focus on the about page. But there's other ways where you can send traffic, but I don't want to overcomplicate it in this run. We just send it to your about page. What if I ran ads before and they didn't work? So this is where we need to identify the problems and see what we mean by the ads didn't work. So was it a boosted post? Because those usually perform like poop. And then, okay, did you track the numbers? Did you actually track the CPMs, the link click-through rates, the cost per link clicks, or you didn't track any of the metrics? Or maybe you had amazing CPCs, great CTRs, you got 200 clicks to a landing page, and they just never converted, but you just didn't take a look at the conversion rate, and you know the conversion rate is bad, so you need to optimize the landing page, and it was not the ads fault. So maybe you just gave it 2 days and paused after 2 days. So we need to identify what it means by ads not working. So again, this is the opportunity where you can book the call and just talk through it, why your ads didn't work, and I'll help you fix it because the system works. So what to do if I don't know how to write an ad copy or create creatives? As I said, I have the custom GPTs, the custom prompts. You don't need to be a copywriter. You don't need to spend money on a designer and the creative team. You just need to use the systems that are in the classroom, and it's all going to do the work for you. You just need to give it some context, but I'll help you with that, and we'll also fill out an onboarding document. So AI is going to know what to write and how to design the creatives. So it's all covered inside, don't worry. And then, okay, my group is still small. Maybe it's too early to run ads. and that's definitely not the case. So, of course, having a large community is added social proof. People see 700 members, your conversion rate is naturally going to be higher because people go after crowds. But if you have 20 people inside, it's going to be harder. But remember, I started my community with zero audience, no members, and I was just running ads. And I grew it from zero members to 10, to 20, to 60, to 150, and now to 1K. So it's no problem if your group is still small, ads are still going to work, and it's never too early to run the ads. What if I don't even have a Skool group? Now, if you are planning to start a Skool group, you can just set it up. I'll guide you from the first minute. So, of course, it's not a problem. And if you don't even plan to start a Skool community, but you have an e-commerce store, you have a local business where you just need more leads, as I showed earlier, the system applies to other businesses as well. I can help you one on one also, so it's not a problem if you don't have a Skool community. It's still going to be helpful because the media buying fundamentals are the same. We'll talk about the campaign setup that works now. We'll talk about the Andromeda updates that's relevant now, how you reach your target audience, how you optimize now, because you no longer need to set interests. It's all about the creative. So we'll talk about how to be a creative strategist, how to create amazing ads, and then those are the media buying fundamentals, and it applies to every business. Armata even a good Armata is even a good fit for growing a Skool group? That's the next question. I think at this point I gave enough proof and examples that of course it's good fit for growing the Skool community. And if you go to the Skool games winners and talk to them, they are running meta ads, except maybe if they have a huge audience already. But even then, if you have a million following, why wouldn't you reactivate those people with ads? So it's a good fit for everyone and for every business. So again, this call, because the QR code is going to take you to the call page. I also have a VSL there or just a video where I explain what you can expect. But this call is for Skool group owners who want to grow their group more consistently. They want more leads inside their communities. They want to use Meta as part of their growth. On the call, I'll explain how the program works. I'll go in depth on the three phases. I'll explain and show how it can help your situation because it can. And we'll decide if it makes sense to work together, or if not, you already have a quick overview of the system that you can just take with you and then use it for yourself. It's not going to be a pushy sales call. Now, many members asked for one-on-one plans because they have a specific situation or they don't want to work in a group. They just want personal attention. So yes, one-on-one plans are available. Many members ask for this, so it's here. We can do one-on-one calls, of course. And again, the price now for 8 weeks is $9.97. From basics to advanced, all my custom GPTs and the exact strategies that I use to win the Skool games. So that's all for today. That's the program Members on Demand. The doors are closing in 48 hours. I'm going to take down the booking link, so maybe if you see the replay, it might be too late. I'm sorry. You can be part of the next cohort. I'll definitely update you inside the community. So to keep updated and to stay updated, you can join my free community. I pinned the message in the live chat if you're watching this call live. Otherwise, you can find it in the video description. It's going to be skool.com/advertising. I managed to secure that URL, so I'm really happy about it. And that's all for today, really. If you have any more questions, drop it in the live chat. I'll stay a bit on to do Q&As. Otherwise, I'll see you inside the community. And yeah, drop your questions. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next call.